Hi everyone. Right, I've just watched a couple of videos with Jonathan Schneider. No, John Schneider rather. Jonathan Schneider. John Schneider, who played Jonathan Kent in the first 5 seasons of Smallville, and he was at the Phoenix Comic Con, I believe, sometime earlier this week or this weekend. I did see the video sort of link being thrown about on Twitter earlier today, but I've just watched a couple of them now. One of them was how he wanted Smallville to end, and the other one was regarding the Klarna sex scene from season 5's episode Hidden. I want to touch more actually on the on how he wants Smallville to end, and it was a very good way of how he described it. Was just perfect of how, you know, his vision of how he thinks Smallville should end in season 10. Basically, he was saying that if he wasn't dead, if he was still alive, what he would like to see was, like, you'd have Clark standing in front of the mirror trying on the suit for like the first time, and what you would then see is a pair of hands will come over onto Clark's shoulders, fastening the cape, and then said hands that are still on the shoulders, but then you see Jonathan's face appear in the mirror next to Clark, and he would just say, "It's okay." And I just thought, brilliant. I thought that would just that would really work, because yeah, we may not see him actually fly probably at the end of it, but it's the fact that he's actually trying on the suit and he's got his dad there, because the one thing that Clark has missed all these years is obviously the presence of his dad. You know, he's always, he even said, you know, after his dad died, he always said, oh, how he misses his dad telling him that it's going to be okay, you're going to be fine, this and that is going to be fine, you're going to do all right. So he's missed all of that, and it's like, if by some way the producers can bring back Jonathan in that sort of form, that would just be awesome for season 10. I think it would really finish off Smallville in a massive way. It would be dramatic, it would be emotional. I mean, even right now as I'm talking about it, I am actually getting a bit filled up, to be honest. But just watching what John said, he was absolutely right. I mean, it would just be, it's so simple, yet it would work on a huge scale that you would just be be blown away just by that small little segment. He said it would be like a 20-second sort of scene, you know, that would really finish off Smallville in a dramatic and emotional way, because it would work. It would really work. So I think, you know, the producers need to watch that video, because I've linked both videos at the bottom, and if you haven't seen them, click on both links. As I say, one's like 7 minutes long, where he goes into length about, you know, his career on Smallville and how much he loved working on it and everything, and obviously towards the end is when he says how he wants it to end as well. Then the next video, as I say, he talks about how he always got into trouble with Miles Miller and Alfred Goff regarding the script and everything, and it's the part where where Clark and Lana are having to run down the stairs as quietly as possible without being caught, because they had sex in the house for like the first time. And the line that he was supposed to say, that Jonathan Kent was supposed to say, was, "At least tell me you were safe." But John Schneider was like, well, I shouldn't have to say that, because, you know, I'm his dad. You know, I'm going to take Clark to the barn and beat 5 bells out of him, kind of thing. And it's really funny when you watch this clip. And so it kind of changed instead, so that Martha says, "At least tell me you were safe." And then, you know, Jonathan gives Martha that look as if to say, all right, you know what? After I've taken Clark to the barn and given him 7 shades out of his arse, I'm going to take you in there as well, you know. So it really is amazing, and I actually do miss John Schneider. I wish he was back on Smallville. I wish they hadn't have killed him off in some way. I know that they did it to sort of like fall in line with like the first Superman movie, because Jonathan Kent does die in the first Superman movie, but in other sort of like incantations of Superman, he is still alive and everything. He is still around for Clark, but yeah, they've got to do something to bring him back in season 10, because it would it would close off season 10 in a brilliant way if by some sheer form of imagination he did reappear, just to give Clark that last word, you know, to say everything's going to be fine, son, and that would finish it off. So by all means, as I say, watch both clips and see what you think of it as well if you haven't already watched it. But if you have watched it, again, let me know what you think, and good night.